Welcome to the district level course creation for myPGS. Once again, this tutorial is created for district level course creators. The first thing we're going to do is sign into Pasco Connect and then myPGS. When you're signed in, you are going to go to the top level tab that says Propose a Course. Okay, so at this point you can create a new course by clicking on the tab that says New Instructor Led Course. Put in the course title as it reflects the course that you're going to be offering. In this case, we're going to put myPGS Training. If you want this course to be reflected in the Learning Management System canvas, you can click Course Provider. Next, you can also refer to the component description found on our Professional Development SharePoint site, which you can see at the bottom of this YouTube video. It's a link. Also, this was went over in the particular in-service had you attended that. So another way of selecting your component is to actually select one of the possibilities and read the description and find out if it suits your needs. So for example, the ESE training, technology training, you see the variables such as banking, whether it's bankable or not, maximum in-service points, and if all of these fit the description of the course that you're offering, then you can proceed. Okay, so after you've established the course and it fits your description appropriately, then you can scroll down to the maximum credit hours and fill in the course credit hours. What we're looking at is 1 per hour of training. You can give additional credit for work outside the training up to half of the total. So for example, if a training is 6 hours, you can offer up to an additional 3 hours of work outside of the training. So for our example, if we have a total of 9 hours, we can have 6 hours on site and then 3 hours of outside for other work. This is very important here because if you designate, say for example, ESOL, ESE, or reading endorsement, then those will qualify as possible bankable points. And again, only ESE, ESOL, and reading endorsements can be bankable. Okay, after the max credit hours have been completed, then you can click on endorsement and there's this drop down menu, and whatever endorsement that is appropriate for the course you can select. For the planning, and this is essential, this is what was used to determine the need for this course, and again you can select by the drop down menu. In our example, we're going to say this was based on the needs of our target audience. At this point, go ahead and select your priority initiative, and you can see the options you have on this drop down menu. Next is the course description, and what's significant about this is this will be what your teachers see when they're going to sign up for the course. This is what they'll see as their description of the actual course. And please make sure to complete the specific objectives. For the implementation activities, select the primary means for monitoring and providing feedback on the implementation of the professional learning from the drop-down menu. Now you can use the text field to add more details if needed. So here's the drop-down menu. And here is where you'd enter supplemental text. At this point, we get to the student evaluation activities and staff evaluation activities. Select the code, which is the primary means of evaluating the impact and/or fidelity of implementing the professional development. Now you can use the text field below to add more details. So for example, for the student evaluation activities, here is your drop-down menu. And for your staff evaluation activities, there's your other drop-down menu. Again, here's your text to supplement the evaluation activities. At this point, we are at the scientific research-based text box. If there's any research or science based on the course that you want to add or denote, this would be the area to do it. Also, if there's any prerequisites that you have to take before taking this course, this is where you would add those courses. If you scroll down, next is the office. If this isn't already filled in for you, please use the drop-down menu to put that in. Then your department. Now it may seem to be redundant to select your department again, but it is essential for the system to process the course. This drop-down menu allows you to distinguish who the participant and who the course is actually geared to. So again, it's who your participant is and who your course is geared to. So for example, you can say instructional. The next one is your course survey. This will allow you to select at the end, when the person completes their course, what type of evaluation survey that they will receive. So in this case, we'll leave classroom teacher. At this point, please click Create Instructional Led Course and on to the next section. Okay, at this screen, we are going to talk about the availability in our settings mode. So you're going to set the location of this training by clicking Set Locations. Now the default is Pasco. From here, if you would select the type, whether it's regional, county, or district, for our example, we're going to use school. Again, the region is defaulted to Pasco. When you look at if it's a specific school, if you click county, then if you're at an elementary school, you can utilize these examples. If it's a virtual school, etc., you would hit the corresponding one. So for our example, we're going to use elementary school. You'll notice that the district changes automatically to elementary school, and then we can use Anclote Elementary as an example. Before you click Add to actually add the location to your said course, make sure that you, because it's defaulted to Pasco, that you remove the selected and then click Add, and this will add the location to your course. At this point, it's very important to note that this location setting will allow the individuals from the designated areas to see the availability of this course. So in our example, Anclote Elementary School will be the only school that could, the instructors there will be the only ones that could actually see the availability of this course. So at that point, you can select Done. At this point, it's important to note that when you log into myPGS, there are things called channels. Within these channels, for example, it would be required or recommended. Those type of channels will automatically be populated with the course that you're creating if you so choose. So for example, if you were an ESC teacher and this course was required for you to take, here's how you make sure it pops up in that channel on the home page called Required. Now it's important also to note that required and recommended, the instructions I'm going to show you now, are for both. So let's go ahead and click Set Required, and we're going to click on Instructional and click Enable. It was already done in my example here. And then from that point, you're going to click on the actual, it will turn blue, so you're going to click on the actual blue word called Instructional. And then you're going to click the plus button. Now, this is going to be to get more specific with the actual demographics that the course is catered to. and click Save. And then click Done. And as a result, it's shown here. If you click on plus, your demographics will be displayed for you. So the process now for required, recommended, and restricted are very much the same. However, at this point, I want to talk about the difference between a restricted demographic. The difference between the restricted is, in our example, we've selected Anclote Elementary. So we can restrict any demographic within Anclote. However, if we picked Pasco County, then we can restrict it to any demographic within Pasco County. And this is where you would go to do that. Okay, for the align rubrics, typically you can just skip that. Next is your subjects. If you click align subjects, what this does is when you're searching for a course, there's a special section known as subjects, and for example, if you wanted your course to show up as a possible subject matter for ESE teachers, you'd click that as a role. You can click as many as it pertains to your course, and again, it will show up when searching. After that, when you've selected which ones, make sure you click Save, and it brings you back to the original screen.